Here's 4 business lessons I wish I knew sooner as an entrepreneur. Number 1, perseverance matters more than pedigree. Perseverance matters more than pedigree. If you're an entrepreneur, don't be impressed by people who have fancy degrees or letters after their name. When it comes to starting a business, it's all about who has the fight, who has the hustle, and who has the ability to solve problems. Too early and too often in my career, I surrendered to people just because they were older than me, or I thought they were smarter than me because they had more experience. It's nothing like what it means to be an entrepreneur. When you're starting something out of nothing, what matters is not the size of the dog in the fight, the size of fight in the dog. Number 2, when it comes to starting a great company, most of it comes down to 3 things: sales, systems, and superstars. I'm telling you, 99% of building a great business is being great at making sales, it's being great at building systems, and it's being great at recruiting superstars. I don't even care what business it is. I don't care what industry, and I don't care what geographic region. We have coached people all over the globe. I've spoken all over the globe, and these 3 things are true. If you can make sales, the business is going to stay alive. But sales doesn't solve all your problems, because if you make a lot of sales, but you have crappy systems and you don't have superstars, sales is actually going to create more problems. But sales keeps you alive. Sales is the lifeline of the business. If you want to make your business awesome, then you need great systems and you need superstars. You need amazing people. So that's what you're after. But you don't need a master's degree. You don't need to have 40 years of experience. You have to have that perseverance, and then you have to stay focused on growing sales, always keeping revenue coming in the door, strengthening your systems, right? Having great processes, and always recruiting, attracting, and keeping and creating great opportunities for really great people. Which brings me to number 3. And I'll say, this is the scariest thing that I have learned in all of business. This is one of my least favorite things that I have learned. And I almost don't even want to tell you what this lesson is, because it pains me to say it. And that is that loyalty is just a paycheck away. Loyalty is just a paycheck away. I heard that early in my career, and when I first heard it, I rejected it, and I thought, no, like that's not it. And it's certainly not that for everybody. Some people are loyal because they're loyal. Some people really believe in the mission. Some people really believe in the company. But in many cases, loyalty is a paycheck away. The moment someone shows up and offers to pay your people more money to go do it, they're likely to leave. So the way that I internalize that is to say, you should strive to pay your people as well as you can, as fast as you can, without sinking yourself and without sinking the company. But you need to be aware to go, nothing is guaranteed. The people on your team are not guaranteed to be there. They're not automatically locked in. And this isn't like it was 50 years ago where people stayed at one company their whole career. You can be pretty sure that the people on your team are thinking about starting their own thing, doing a side hustle, being recruited, and loyalty is just a paycheck away. Even beyond that, in personal cases, people will betray you in business. They will. Even if it's not taking another job, it's doing things internally. I've seen this in the corporate world. I've seen it in the entrepreneur world. Just be aware that the people that you think are your best friends, when push comes to shove and money's on the table, people do crazy things. So nothing is guaranteed, and do your best to pay people well. That brings me to lesson number 4, which is all that matters is what's in the contract. All that matters is what's in the contract. Now, I'll tell you, I heard a piece of advice that is true, and it's the opposite of what I'm telling you. A mentor of mine, someone that I very much respect, shared with me early in my career. He said, if you can't trust the person's handshake, then what's in the contract doesn't matter. And that is true. If you can't trust their handshake, then what's in the contract doesn't matter. But even if you can trust the person's handshake, if you ever get into a situation where there is a legal battle, where there is some discrepancy, where push comes to shove and there's an argument, it will be settled by what is on the paper. So whatever it is, get it documented. And if you come to an agreement with somebody and they're really on board with that agreement, they shouldn't be resistant to documenting it. If they're resistant to documenting it, let me tell you something. They don't actually mean it. They might say it because they're trying to get you to do something, but if somebody really means it, they'll want it on paper. If they don't, I'm skeptical. So there you have it. 4 business lessons that I wish I knew earlier as an entrepreneur. Take those 4 things, put them into practice in your business. I promise it'll help you be successful much faster than we've been able to.